Every man has wondered at some point, does she really like me? We look for signs, gestures, or subtle hints that reveal her attraction. A smile, a tone of voice, or even the way she greets us. These small details can carry powerful meaning. But here's the truth. Attraction is not just about what a woman does. It's also about how you perceive, interpret, and respond to those signals. This is where Stoicism comes in. The ancient philosophy practiced by great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus teaches us how to master our emotions, remain grounded, and see life with clarity. Instead of chasing validation or overanalyzing every little gesture, Stoicism shows us how to maintain inner strength and confidence. Today, we're going to merge these two worlds. We'll look at 5 powerful ways a woman may greet you when she truly likes you, and we'll explore Stoic lessons that help you interpret these signs with wisdom, not desperation. Because in relationships, as in life, it's not just about what others do, it's about who you choose to be. Part 1. The first greeting, the genuine smile. When a woman really likes you, one of the first and most obvious signs is the way she smiles when she greets you. Not a polite, distant smile, but a genuine one that lights up her entire face. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." A smile is not just a reaction, it's a reflection of inner thought. When her face lights up upon seeing you, it's often because you bring joy to her mind before words are even spoken. Stoic lesson. Control your interpretation, men. We often get caught up in overthinking. Does her smile mean she's attracted? Or is she just being nice? Stoicism teaches us to resist overinterpretation. Epictetus reminded his students, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Instead of seeking certainty in her smile, focus on the fact that she is expressing warmth. Accept it with gratitude, but don't attach your self-worth to it. Practical advice. When a woman greets you with a smile, acknowledge it confidently with eye contact and a calm smile in return. Don't obsess over its meaning. Value the interaction, but keep your center of gravity within yourself. Perfect. You want me to take the first greeting, the genuine smile, and expand it into a full article-style section with deep reasoning, Stoic philosophy, historical context, and practical application. Here's the detailed version. The first greeting, the genuine smile. One of the most telling signs of attraction is the genuine smile. It is not the polite, forced curve of the lips you see in social settings, but rather the natural, unrestrained smile that spreads across the face and reaches the eyes. This is often referred to as the Duchenne smile, a smile that involves not just the mouth but also the muscles around the eyes, making it a true reflection of inner joy. When a woman greets you with this kind of smile, she is showing more than courtesy. She is showing delight at your presence. Her body speaks before her words even arrive. Yet while this is a powerful signal of attraction, the Stoic man must remember one thing. A smile is only a moment, not a guarantee. The Stoic perspective on the smile. The Stoic philosophers constantly warned against placing our peace of mind in the hands of others. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This means that the meaning you attach to her smile will determine how you feel, not the smile itself. Epictetus also warned, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." The smile itself is neutral. Your interpretation of it, whether you see it as proof of attraction, mere friendliness, or something else, creates your emotional response. Thus, the Stoic approach is to enjoy the smile, but not to become enslaved to it. Why misinterpretation is dangerous in modern times. Many men fall into the trap of overinterpreting kindness. A woman's warm greeting, a friendly touch, or even simple politeness can be mistaken for deep attraction. This creates false expectations, leading to disappointment if her actions do not match the fantasy. Emotional dependency, where a man's self-worth rises and falls based on her responses. Loss of masculine grounding, because instead of being centered, he becomes reactive, desperate for more signs. Stoicism teaches us to stand firm, interpreting external gestures without exaggeration. A smile is pleasant, but it is not a promise. A historical example, consider Epictetus, who was born into slavery. His master once twisted his leg so violently that it broke. Instead of crying out in anger or despair, Epictetus calmly said, "Did I not tell you you would break it?" This response reveals a man in total control of his interpretation. Even in suffering, he chose perspective over panic. Now ask yourself, if Epictetus could remain calm in the face of cruelty, can you not remain calm in the face of a smile? Can you enjoy it without building unrealistic stories around it? A modern example: imagine a young man working in an office. A female colleague greets him daily with a bright smile. He starts believing she must secretly be in love with him. He misreads her friendliness, builds fantasies, and even makes advances, only to realize she smiles at everyone. This happens every day. And when it does, men often spiral into frustration or embarrassment. The Stoic man, however, would respond differently. He would say to himself, "Her smile is pleasant. It makes my morning brighter, but it does not determine who I am or how I feel about myself." This mindset prevents overinvestment and keeps his emotions balanced. Practical advice. Here's how to apply Stoicism when greeted with a genuine smile. Acknowledge it with presence. Return the smile calmly, make eye contact and breathe slowly. Avoid overthinking. Don't immediately start analyzing what it means. Accept it as a pleasant moment. Detach your self-worth. Remind yourself that your value does not increase or decrease based on her smile. Shift focus back to reality. Engage in the conversation or activity at hand instead of losing yourself in assumptions. Reflective question. Ask yourself, if she never smiled at me again, would I still feel whole? If your answer is yes, you are practicing Stoic strength. If your answer is no, then her approval has too much power over you, and that is where growth must happen. Conclusion. The genuine smile is a beautiful sign of attraction. It can brighten your day and show that she feels joy in your presence. But a Stoic man does not build his entire emotional world upon such moments. He enjoys them, yes, but he remains grounded, centered, and free. For in the end, a smile is a gift, not a guarantee. And the wise man knows how to accept gifts without clinging to them. Part 2. The warm embrace or touch. Another way a woman may greet you when she truly likes you is through physical closeness, a hug, a light touch on your arm, or standing nearer than usual. Seneca once said, "We are waves of the same sea, leaves of the same tree, flowers of the same garden." Physical connection is one of the oldest ways humans have shown affection and trust. When she chooses to close the distance, she is signaling comfort and interest. Stoic lesson. Don't cling to physical signs, but here's the Stoic challenge. Don't build your entire sense of self-worth on these gestures. A touch is a moment, not a promise. Epictetus taught that true freedom comes from desiring only what is within your control. Her actions, no matter how affectionate, are not yours to own. They belong to her choices. Practical advice. Receive physical greetings warmly, but don't chase them or expect them every time. Be grounded. Let her affection add value to your day, but don't let its absence take anything away from your confidence. Another way a woman may greet you when she truly likes you is through physical closeness. It might be a warm hug, a light touch on your arm, a playful tap on your shoulder, or even just standing closer than most people would. Physical contact has always been one of humanity's most powerful languages. Long before words were formed, touch was how we expressed trust, care, and affection. When she chooses to bridge the space between you, it's often a signal of comfort and attraction. But here's where Stoicism steps in. The Stoic perspective. Seneca once wrote, "We are waves of the same sea, leaves of the same tree, flowers of the same garden." What does this mean? That as human beings, we are deeply interconnected. Touch is simply one expression of that shared humanity. It's a reminder that we are not isolated islands, but part of the same ocean of life. So when a woman greets you with a touch, it's not just about romance. It's about connection. It's about her comfort in lowering the invisible barrier that normally separates people. But the Stoic man must guard himself here, because physical affection can quickly become addictive. The warmth of a hug, the softness of her hand on yours. It's easy to crave it, to depend on it, to need it for validation. Epictetus warned us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. And here is the truth, her touch is not within your control. It is her gift to give, not your possession to demand. If you become attached to it, then when it disappears, so does your peace. Historical example. Think of Marcus Aurelius. Despite being emperor, surrounded by luxury, he constantly reminded himself that all external things, even love, even closeness, were temporary. He practiced detachment, not because he didn't value affection, but because he knew nothing was permanent. He wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." A warm embrace feels permanent in the moment, but it is not eternal. The Stoic understands this, and therefore enjoys the embrace fully, without clinging to it. Modern example in today's dating world, many men misinterpret physical touch. A woman touches his arm during laughter. Suddenly he imagines she's deeply in love. A hug at the end of a date makes him believe she's already committed. This leads to disappointment, because he built his expectations on something fleeting. The Stoic man, however, accepts touch for what it is, a sign of warmth in the moment but not a contract for the future. He values it, but he doesn't let it control his emotions. Practical advice. So how do you apply this in daily life? Receive warmly, not greedily. If she hugs you, return the embrace confidently, but don't cling. A brief moment of connection is more powerful than holding on too long. Don't initiate with expectation. Let her choose to bridge the space. This way, you remain free of desperation. If she touches you, it carries more meaning because it was her choice, not your need. Stay grounded in your own presence. A Stoic man is like a tree. He can feel the warmth of the sunlight, the caress of the breeze, but he remains rooted in himself. Reflective question, ask yourself this. If she never hugged me again, would I still stand tall? Would I still feel whole? If the answer is yes, you have achieved Stoic freedom. If the answer is no, then her embrace has become your chain, not your gift. Closing thought. So remember this. A warm embrace or touch is beautiful. It's one of the most human, most intimate ways of saying I like you, I trust you, I feel safe with you. But as the Stoics remind us, you must enjoy without attachment. Appreciate without dependence. Accept the gift, but do not grasp at it. Because when you remain grounded in yourself, her embrace becomes what it was always meant to be, a blessing, not a lifeline. Part 3. The excited voice and energy. When a woman really likes you, listen to her tone when she greets you. If her voice rises, her energy brightens, or she playfully emphasizes your name, these are signs of genuine excitement. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Her energy in greeting you reveals her inner joy at your presence. Excitement cannot easily be faked. It slips through in tone, pacing, and body language. Stoic lesson. Stay present, not dependent. But again, a Stoic man does not depend on her excitement to feel valuable. Remember, people's moods change, circumstances shift. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Be brave enough to appreciate her enthusiasm without needing it to validate your worth. Practical advice. When greeted with energy, match it with calm confidence, not neediness. Practice gratitude. Silently remind yourself, this is a gift, not a guarantee. When a woman really likes you, sometimes you'll notice it not in her smile or in her touch, but in her voice. The moment she greets you, her tone rises, her words quicken, her energy bursts through. Maybe she playfully emphasizes your name. Maybe her laughter arrives too quickly. Maybe her entire mood shifts the second you walk in. This is one of the most powerful and natural signs of attraction. Her energy changes when you appear. But here is where Stoicism becomes your greatest shield. Because while her excitement may flatter you, while it may boost your ego, a Stoic man must learn not to become enslaved by it. The Stoic perspective Marcus Aurelius once wrote in Meditations, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When her voice brightens upon seeing you, it is a reflection of her inner state. You have sparked joy, comfort, or affection in her thoughts. and so her tone carries that color. But remember, her thoughts are not yours to control. They are hers. Epictetus, the great teacher, warned, "When you are delighted with anything, be delighted as with something not your own." What does this mean? It means that if you hear excitement in her voice, appreciate it, but don't claim ownership of it. Don't tell yourself, "This is proof. This is mine. This is my validation." Because once you believe it belongs to you, you've already handed her the power over your emotions. Historical context. Let me take you back. In ancient Rome, crowds would roar with excitement when emperors like Marcus Aurelius entered the arena. Their voices would rise, their energy would thunder. But Marcus, despite being loved by millions, constantly reminded himself, "Do not be intoxicated by applause, nor shattered by silence." He knew that if he allowed the crowd's energy to define him, he would become a slave to their voices. Is it really so different today? Instead of Roman crowds, we have the voice of one woman. Instead of applause, we have laughter, tone, enthusiasm. And yet the lesson remains the same. Do not let the sound of her voice control the sound of your soul. Modern example, think about it in today's terms. Imagine a man texting a woman he likes. She responds quickly with enthusiasm, lots of emojis, exclamation marks. He feels amazing. He thinks, "She's into me." But the next day she replies slowly, or her tone seems flat. Suddenly his confidence crashes. He feels rejected, insecure, restless. Do you see the problem? His emotions rise and fall like a boat tossed by the waves, because he has tied his self-worth to her energy. A Stoic man, however, remains steady. He enjoys her excitement, but he does not require it. He smiles at her cheerful voice. But if tomorrow her tone is different, he remains the same man. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." And bravery in this case means being free from needing her enthusiasm to feel like a man. Stoic lesson. Presence over dependency. Here is the lesson. Enjoy the moment, but do not depend on it. When her voice carries excitement, be fully present. Appreciate it. Share in the joy. Laugh with her, but do not build your identity on it. Because if you do, you are no longer living in reality. You are chasing validation. Practical advice. So, how do you apply this in daily life? Pause. Before reacting, when she greets you with excitement, take a breath. Let yourself enjoy it, but remain calm. Tell yourself, "This is pleasant, but it does not define me." Match energy. With calm confidence, don't try to overdo it. Don't become hyper just to keep up. Match her enthusiasm with steady warmth. That shows security. Detach from the outcome. If tomorrow she greets you less energetically, don't panic. People have moods, stress, off days. Her tone does not equal rejection. Anchor yourself internally. Each morning, remind yourself of this Stoic truth. I have power over my mind, not over hers. That way, no matter how she greets you, you remain the same grounded man. Reflective question. Ask yourself, do I rise and fall with her energy? Or do I remain steady, regardless of how she greets me? If her voice excites you, enjoy it. But if her silence tomorrow wounds you, then you are still enslaved. Freedom is not about avoiding joy. It is about not being destroyed when joy disappears. Closing thought. So remember, the excited voice is a beautiful sign of attraction. It is her way of saying without words, I'm glad you're here. But the Stoic man appreciates the sound without needing it to echo forever. He takes the gift of her excitement and places it where it belongs, in the present moment, not in his identity. As Marcus Aurelius said, receive without pride, let go without attachment. That is how you transform her greeting into not just a moment of attraction, but a moment of wisdom. Part 4. The playful tease or unique greeting. Sometimes when a woman likes you, she greets you with playfulness, calling you by a nickname, teasing you lightly, or using a unique phrase reserved just for you. This is a sign of familiarity and comfort. She is building a small world between you two. Epictetus once said, He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Playful greetings often test your ability to respond with lightness and humor. Stoicism teaches us to avoid being overly serious or defensive. A stoic man can laugh at himself, enjoy the moment, and not let pride ruin connection. Stoic lesson: control ego, embrace humor. Ego is fragile. It seeks validation or gets offended easily. A stoic man, however, recognizes that teasing is often affection in disguise. By staying calm and enjoying the joke, you show strength and security. Practical advice: respond to playful greetings with humor and warmth, not defensiveness. Let her teasing be a sign that she feels safe enough to lower her guard around you. Part 5: the delayed goodbye greeting. Sometimes the most powerful greeting is not at the beginning, but at the end. When she lingers during goodbyes, prolongs the handshake, or looks back before walking away, it is her way of greeting you again, one last time. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. When she hesitates to leave, it's often because she values your presence more than the rush of the world." Stoic lesson: value time. Not possession, but remember, the Stoics teach us to cherish moments without clinging to them. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." A lingering goodbye is a gift. Receive it, but don't demand it. Practical advice: when a woman delays her goodbye, meet it with warmth but remain grounded. Appreciate the moment fully, but don't let attachment breed anxiety about the future. Deeper Stoic lessons for relationships. 710 core teachings. Now let's go even deeper. Beyond these greetings, there are universal Stoic principles that apply to attraction, relationships, and life as a whole. Let's explore 10 timeless lessons. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. Attraction is outside your control. Focus on being the best version of yourself, not on controlling her feelings. Detach from outcomes. Don't obsess over whether her greeting means love. Enjoy the moment, but stay free from the outcome. Value virtue. Above validation, Marcus Aurelius believed that character was the true measure of a man. Don't seek validation through her signs. Seek growth in your own virtue. Practice amor fati, love of fate. Whether she likes you or not, embrace it as part of your path. Even rejection can shape a stronger, wiser man. Be indifferent to external praise. If her greetings vanish tomorrow, your worth should remain unshaken. Epictetus reminds us, external opinions are not who you are. Memento mori, remember you will die. Life is fleeting. Don't waste it waiting on text messages or interpreting smiles. Live fully now, find freedom and self-mastery. The more you master your desires and fears, the less power they have over you in relationships. The discipline of perception. See things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Don't project fantasies onto her actions. The discipline of action. Live with integrity. Greet others warmly, respect boundaries, and lead by example. The discipline of will. Accept hardship, rejection, or uncertainty with strength. That is the true Stoic man. Closing reflection. So, the way a woman greets you through a smile, a touch, excitement, teasing, or a lingering goodbye can indeed reveal attraction. But the deeper lesson is this: do not let her greetings define your worth. Let them be gifts, not anchors, signs, not chains. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you live with Stoic discipline, you become unshakable. A woman may greet you with affection today and silence tomorrow, but your foundation remains strong. And that, my friend, is how you not only understand attraction, but master yourself in the process.